Hey guys, just a quick update video. It's about Star Wars. A week before Star Wars came out, I made a prediction, and I said the game's gonna die in 2 months. And then a few weeks later, I decided to make a video about it. I'm not gonna go over those. You can look at them later. But basically, what I said that Star Wars is gonna die in 2 months after release, which is late February, February the 20th to be more specific. And it did. It actually died a little bit earlier. So I just want to say that before I go into this, I just want to say I'm just doing this just because. I'm not trying to prove that I'm really good at predicting games or something. So don't think of me as some cocky person, whatever. But anyways, going on. I'm just going to do a summary. Star Wars failed because it sucks. There we go. You don't have to watch the rest of the video. You can close the video right now. But if you want to hear my reasons, you can keep watching. So anyways, if you look at this, I'm using Xfire because Xfire is the most reliable tool at the moment, since there's a lot of people using it, so it's a good sample. And there's no other program that does this actually. Steam doesn't count because Steam doesn't track every game. Anyways, December 20th when the game came out. It's pretty steady, 60,000 hours average. Not much to say here. You can see it starts going down. So it ends at January 12th. If you go over here, continue from January 12th, picked up a little bit, and then it drops. The reason why it dropped in 1 month instead of 2 months is because when you buy any MMO, you have to pay for a month, and then they'll give you a free month. What happened in Star Wars is, if you were paying online, as soon as you enter your credit card information, you instantly get your free month, and you're not charged for 1 month. So basically, they give you a free month before you pay for one. That's why a lot of people quit after 1 month. So people realize that the game sucks, and they quit after 1 month instead of 2 months because, well, you can cancel after 1 month. They use the free one. And picked up again a little bit because they released a patch over here, which made some people resubscribe, thinking the patch is gonna help. And then they realized that the patch sucked, and it kept going down. So you can see it's very low now. Lowest being like 30,000 hours, 2930. So it lost more than half of its player base, or about half of its player base in a month-ish. Now, why did it screw up? There's a lot of reasons, and I'm gonna go over a few main ones. First of all, there's one thing I like to go over is EA Games. Just Google it. I'm not reading the article. EA Games decided to remove the unsubscribe button 1 day before you pay. So on January 20th, you're gonna get renewed. Your subscription renews because it was a month after the game released. And EA Games decided to remove the unsubscribe button, so people would be forced to pay for a month. I think that's really low, and it's really sad that they did that. And no matter what they do, I don't want to play any games that are made by EA Games just because of this. Obviously it was fixed because a lot of people complained about it, but that's not the point. The point is that they actually did it. They attempted to do it. And I'm pretty sure that some people ended up paying for a month just because of this, even though they fixed it. Going back, the customer support is shit. This is one example. You can Google shit customer support Star Wars or something. You'll see a lot of these. Just pause this video and read this. I'm not gonna read it. I want to make this quick. Just pause that. EA Games supported SOPA. Some people say they didn't support it. I'm not gonna go over that in this video. Basically, they did. A lot of people quit, including me. This is what I typed when I quit the game. It wasn't the whole reason. The game sucked, that's why I quit, but I typed this. But anyways, the PvP was terrible. The battlegrounds were terrible. If you played the game, you know the battlegrounds suck. It's like there's no level brackets, so you can be level 50, you'll be playing against level 10s. Even though they match your health, but at level 50, you usually have like really good gear. And when you're leveling, you always have gear that's like 5 levels behind you. So even though they match your health, you still have a less health than level 50s because you have shitty gear and you have less abilities. And there were no arenas, and there's basically no dueling. So PvP didn't exist in the game, and PvE, I don't care about PvE, so I can't comment on PvE. I don't do that. So, but the reason why I'm like, why am I making this video about Star Wars? Like why is it Star Wars? Why is it not any other game? It's because I think Star Wars is way overhyped. A lot of people said the game was really good when it actually wasn't. And the reason being is that like people played it in the beta, and they said the game was good when they're playing in the beta. And they were basing it off of one thing. Most of the people were basing it off of one thing, and it was the leveling. The leveling in the game, I admit it was pretty good. It was fun. It was something different. But it's an MMO. It's not just an RPG. It's an MMO. You have to look at the end game content. And nobody looked at the end game content. And they missed it. There was no end game content. There was no PvP. There's basically no PvP. Everyone's on the red side. Is that Republic, I think? The Sith. No, Sith is the red side, I think. Basically, everyone was on the red side. Nobody was on the blue side. There's no world PvP because everyone's basically on the same side. Dueling doesn't really exist. Battlegrounds suck, and there's no arenas. So PvP is out of the question. PvE, I can't comment because I don't PvE. But I don't care about PvE. I don't think a lot of people do. Well, I mean, a lot of people do, but you get my point. There's so many things. The auction house system, oh my, I don't even want to go over the auction house system. I took I took 2 semesters of programming in university. I can make a better auction house system that they made in Star Wars. If you played Star Wars and used the auction house system, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. It was so shit, like, it's so easy to make a normal auction house system, and they even screwed that up. Not only that, but in the new patch 1.1 or whatever, they added like a guild bank. Like, really? Did they actually spend time making a guild bank? First of all, guild bank was supposed to be there like in December 20th when the game came out. But instead, they spent their time making a guild bank instead of making arenas or making something that actually matters. But they spent their time making a guild bank. Like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm crying or anything. I'm just pointing out that they have no priorities. They didn't have any priorities. They're just like doing stuff. They didn't know what they're doing. As soon as the game came out, I knew it was gonna fail because they didn't know what they were doing. They just like released the game and people think it's good or something. Also, I'm trying to do this quick. That's why I'm talking fast. In this day or this year, whatever, at this moment, a lot of people are tired of leveling. How many people have more than one level 85 in World of Warcraft? I have like 4. A lot of people have more than one. Then people played Aeon, people played Rift, people played all these other MMOs, and they leveled there. There have been so many MMOs released, and people are getting tired of leveling. This is the thing. If you release this game, if you release the Star Wars game, like, I don't know, like 6 years ago, it would have been fine. But the standards, today's standards for MMOs are different than they were 6 years ago. So the leveling, people are tired of leveling. And what did they do in Star Wars? They made the leveling super long. People hate that. I hated it. It took way too long to hit level 50. There's also a lot of people that just want a power level. It's like they want to accept all the quests in power level, but they have to sit through all the cinematics. Like, I know you can skip the cinematics, but it's still annoying. Where in other modes you can just left click and just get your quest. They should have had the option of where you can instantly not see any cinematics. They didn't do that. There's no customization in that game. I can just keep going over. But I'd like to go back just one point when I said the standards for today's games are different than they were 6 years ago. I'm pretty sure this is obvious. So, I mean, if Blizzard took vanilla WoW right now, let's just say Blizzard took vanilla WoW, they copy and pasted it and put a different name on it and released it, people would not like it. It would not get a lot of plays anymore. So when people are crying about, oh my god, well, there was no arenas in vanilla WoW, so Star Wars has to come out with no arenas. No, that's not it. Star Wars is supposed to come out with arenas because today's standards, in 2012 or 2011, today's standards require that MMOs have arenas or have good PvP. And people don't realize that. There's a difference between an old game and a game that would have an old feel to it, but still have the new features, like today's features that people demand. There's a difference between that. And Star Wars completely missed it. This is why Deus Ex Human Revolution was extremely successful, because they made it like the first one, but they made it better. They didn't make it exactly like the first one. And this is why Star Wars failed, because they didn't meet today's expectations. And that's it, really. They screwed the whole thing up. And just as a quick thing, for the end of the video, I'm not trying to sound cocky. I had this open. Whatever. I had this open here already. I played 17,000 hours of video games since 2004. I'm not trying to say I'm the best player ever. I'm not the best, okay? But I've played enough games to know what I'm talking about. Like, I know what I'm talking about, or at least most of the things I say. So when it comes to video games, I know what I'm talking about. I play a lot of games. This game's awesome. I play a lot of games, and like, honestly, if some company hired me to make a new MMO, I believe that I would make like an amazing MMO. In fact, I actually have an amazing idea for like MMOs. I just don't want to share it because I want some money for it. But I have a lot of ideas actually. But anyways, that's not in this video. Anyways, thanks for watching on my prediction / my QQ or my rant on Star Wars. I'll be playing Terra. I will be playing Guild Wars 2. I'll be playing all these new MMOs. Even if they're not good, I'll still play them just to try them out. But yeah, thanks for watching.